Hello and welcome to the subject of semantics. And today's topic of discussion is meaning, origin, and definitions of semantics. Let's start with the first topic, that is meaning of semantics. Point number one, the noun semantics and the adjective semantic are derived from the Greek word semantikos, meaning significant. Look here, the word semantics, which is noun, and the word semantic, which is adjective. Both of them come from a Greek word, and the Greek word is semantikos. It means significant, it means important. Point number two, semantics is a part, component, or level of linguistics of the same kind as those of phonetics, morphology, and syntax. Look here, semantics is a part of linguistics, it is a component of linguistics, it is also, you can say, a level of linguistics of the same kind, of the same type as those of phonetics, morphology, and syntax. So, in the way we study phonetics separately, morphology separately, syntax separately, in the same manner, semantics is also a distinct discipline in the field of linguistics. That is the point number two. Now we move on to the point number three. A study of semantics requires a great deal of knowledge of grammar and other aspects of the structure of language. Look here, a study of semantics. You cannot understand the field of semantics unless or until you have a good knowledge of grammar and various other aspects of the structure of language, like syntax, like morphology, like phonetics, and many other branches of linguistics. Now we move on to the next definitions of semantics. It is a technical term used to refer to the study of meaning in language. So point number one, it is about, look, what is semantics? What is the definition of semantics? A very common, popular definition of semantics is that it is the study of meaning in language. It means that semantics studies meaning from various aspects in language. It focuses upon meaning. What does a particular sentence mean? What does a particular paragraph mean? What does a particular text mean in different contexts according to the situations? So, generally, it refers to the study of meaning in language. Go to the point number two. It is also known as science of meaning or scientific study of meaning. Scientific, I think there is a spelling mistake. It should be SCIENTIFIC. Please correct this mistake. I'm sorry for this. Scientific, N is missing. Okay. So it is also known as science of meaning or scientific study of meaning. It means that it is not just the meaning in language. You have to look at the meaning from a scientific point of view, from analytical point of view, from logical point of view. Why something means, what does it mean? You have to prove it. That is the point number two. Go to the point number three, the branch of linguistics and logic concerned with meaning. So, semantics is a branch of linguistics. Semantics earlier was also a branch of logic in which you were more concerned with meaning. That is why it is written here, the branch of linguistics and the logic concerned with meaning. Point number four, the discovery of true meaning of language. So, what is semantics? Semantics is a way of searching true meaning of language. That is to say, discovery of true meaning of language. We move on to the next. Point number 5. Semantics can be used to describe how words can have different meanings for different people due to their experiential and emotional backgrounds. Look here, semantics is a very wider discipline, subject matter now in modern time. So, semantics can also be used to describe how words can have different meanings for different people. So, words have different meaning for different people. I speak something, there are many students that listen to me, but it's not necessary that every student who listens to me will have the same meaning as I speak. Different students will have different interpretations of what I say. That is to say, due to their experiential and emotional backgrounds. What is the background of the listener? What is the background of the people? What is their experience? What is their emotional background? All these things are taken into account to understand a particular text when somebody speaks out to them or somebody reads any text at any point of time. That is the point number 5. So words cannot have the same meaning for all people. They have different meanings, and they have different meanings for different people, keeping in view their different experience and emotional backgrounds. Okay, now we move on to the next. Origin of semantics. As a word, semantics was first used by Michel Braille, a French philologist, in 1883. So the word semantics, it was first used by Michel Braille, and he is a French philologist. Philologist means the person who is more concerned with the origin of words, how words originate. Okay. Point number 2. Earlier, semantics was a part of philosophy. So remember, before, long back, semantics was not a part of linguistics. It was a part of philosophy. It was a part of logic, and logic is a part of philosophy. Okay. Point number 3. Alfred Korzybski was the first person who studied semantics as a distinct discipline, separate from the discipline of philosophy. As I told you in point number 2, that earlier semantics was a part of philosophy, it was a part of logic. But this person, Alfred Korzybski, he was the first person. He thought semantics should be studied as a separate discipline, as a distinct discipline, as a different discipline away from philosophy and logic. So he tried his level best to separate the discipline of semantics from the subject of philosophy. He was the first person who attempted, who made sincere effort in this direction. That is the point number 3. Incidentally, Alfred Korzybski was a non-linguist who was passionate about introducing a generally acceptable science of communication. So this man, Alfred Korzybski, he was not a linguist. He was a philosopher. But he had a passion, and he wanted that there should be a science of communication, a science of looking at the meaning in the way we want. And this interest in this kind of communication led him to separate the discipline of semantics from that of philosophy. Point number 5. Prior to the work of Alfred Korzybski, semantics has been looked at from a non-scientific perspective. So before Alfred Korzybski made an attempt to give semantics a scientific look, earlier semantics was not being considered as a scientific study of meaning. It was just to communicate meaning in the way you want. But people did not look at this aspect of linguistics from a scientific perspective. But this man, Alfred Korzybski, he tried his level best that this subject must be studied from scientific point of view. But Kozlovsky's work was the first formal attempt at bringing in a scientific model to the study of semantics. So he is the first person who tried to bring scientific spirit in the subject matter of semantics. Okay, so this is about origin of semantics. Now we have questions. Question number 1. Write your answer briefly about the meaning of semantics. So write your answer briefly, not in detail. And if I ask a question to write answer briefly, your answer must not be more than 1 or 2 sentences. Okay? Question number 2. Write any one definition of semantics you like most. There are a few definitions. You can choose any one definition you like most. Question number 3. Write your answer in detail about origin of semantics. Write your answer in detail about origin of semantics, how semantics originated. Okay? Now we move on to the next. That is to say, true or false questions. Semantics is not a part of linguistics. Is it true or false? It's false. Semantics is a part of linguistics. If it is semantics is not a part of linguistics, it means it is false. Semantics requires a great deal of knowledge of grammar. Yes, it's true. The scientific study of sound is known as semantics. False. Earlier, semantics was a part of linguistics. False. It was a part of philosophy, logic. Alfred Korzybski brought scientific model to the study of semantics. Correct. It's true. He brought scientific esprit to the study of semantics. And I think that's all. Thank you and goodbye.